Hi everyone! So as you can see by the title of this video, today I'm filming something a little bit different than my usual videos. Today's video is going to be talking about my very first video call event experience. So I got into a makestar video call event for ateez and I got to meet Yunho. It's been a few weeks since the video call happened and I just got my albums in today. So I thought today I would do an unboxing. I have two boxes here. In one of them has my signed album. I'm not sure if it's this box or the other one. And then I also have all of the albums that I ordered as my entries for the video call event. So I thought today I would open all of them up. I'm gonna sort the photo cards so you'll see all of the pulls. So in here I have ateez's spin-off album. It's the polka version, so each one has 4 photo cards in it, so there'll be lots to sort. It has the blanket PCs that everyone loves, and then of course it has the special video call event PCs from Makestar as well. So as I go through and open all these albums and sort the photo cards, I'll also kind of talk about my video call experience, just kind of walk you through how everything went since it was my first time winning one. But yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna open these up first and then I'll get into talking about the video call event. I'm gonna open it from the bottom because my address is on the top. I'm actually gonna go ahead and open the second box as well. I think this is the box that has my signed album then, unless it's in here. Oh, I'm so excited to see it. I have a couple other signed albums, but I don't have anything that has my name on it. So the fact that it'll be personalized is so special. Okay, so I have kind of this large box, this medium box, and this smaller box that came in those other boxes. I'm not sure what's in which box, so because I ordered the same number of albums in either box, so I guess I'll just open them up and see what's inside. Okay, let's open the small one first. Okay, so this is all of the video call cards. I wonder, there's only a few albums in here. I wonder if one of these is going to be my signed one. I don't know. Okay, perhaps not. Okay, so these are just some albums. And there's 2 versions of the polka album, and I ordered even number of both of them. So I don't know if I should take them all out, but these are all gonna get opened and sorted. So I did host I just want to say up front, I did host a group order to enter this video call. So I did not pay for all of these, nor am I keeping all of them. I think over half of the albums that I bought for this event were claimed in my group order. And I've hosted a bunch of group orders in the past before, so it's nothing new to me. I'm guessing this one here, the bubble wrap, is my signed one. But yeah, I'm super thankful to everyone who joined my group order, because without them, I probably wouldn't have been able to buy so many copies of the album. And yeah, I still can't even believe I got lucky enough to win. So for this event, I'll just talk a bit about the event as I take these out. For this event, there were winners, so you could enter for each member. And I believe there were 15 winners that got to speak to each member of ateez. So I was one of 15 that got to talk to Yunho. And I think about half of the winners for this event were Korean people who entered, and then the other half were international fans. So I had a 1 in 7 or 8 shot at winning. or not 1 in 7, but you know, there was like 7 or 8 slots open pretty much to international fans. I just took this out of the box, but it did have my first and last name on it, so I'm just gonna face it down for now. Okay, so I have all of the albums here that I'm gonna be unboxing today, and then I'm gonna go ahead and open this. Okay, I don't know why I'm so like nervous to look at it. Wait, is there? Okay, so there's another pack of the video call cards. I like that they individually sleeved them all. That's very nice, because I've seen, sometimes I've done goes and they'll send the pobs and they're just like in one sleeve all together. And then since I won the event, the winners got an OT8 set of the pobs, an extra set, which was nice, because usually if I open a go for a video call event entry, I usually keep an OT8 set for myself, like I've done in the past when I've attempted for Stray Kids ones. So I got an extra OT8 set that I won. Okay, my hands are shaking. I think there was something on here that had my name on it. I'm trying to like see if I can peel it off, but maybe I'll just take it out of the sleeve. I wish there was no sticker on it, but oh my god, I'm so nervous to see it. I don't know why. Okay. Oh my god. The sleeve is over it. Oh, there it is. Why is my heart like racing just looking at this right now? The call already happened. I knew this was coming. Wow, I can't wait to display this. Oh, that's so exciting. And I guess inside there would be some photo cards, but I'm like nervous to rip this or something. Oh, I don't know how to take them out carefully. These albums are kind of tricky to open. Oh, here we go. Ooh, okay, so I got Wooyoung's little card there. And then inside these albums, I'll just show what the inside looks like since I have this one. So it comes with a mini CD disc, and then it comes with one of these cards, and then there's a pocket back here that has the other photo cards. So I'm trying not to touch the side that has the signature. Ooh, I'm just pulling that out. I think that was everything. Oh, here's the signature. So I already looked at them, my bad. So it comes with this Superstar ateez card. And then I think, I don't know if this is like lyrics or credits. Yeah, some credits for the album. And then it comes with, oh, you can see one of the cards is face up. And then it comes with a couple little mini sticker sheets, which I'm gonna end up with quite a lot of these. And then it comes with 3 other photo cards. So you get 4 cards in this album, which is such a great deal. So the first one, so cute. I don't have this one yet. Oh, look at him. And then the next one, oh, Yosung. I don't have this yet either. I only have 1 copy of each version of this album so far. So, and I am collecting OT8 for the photo cards for this ateez era. And then I did see this one. I do have this one already, I'm pretty sure, but so cute. So most of the photo cards that I'm going to be unboxing today are going to be for my group order joiners, and then I'll be keeping some as well, and then any extras I'll be selling. So, and then I can take this out. So then there's a closer look at the Wooyoung one. So this card, the ones with the QR codes on the back, they're like a thicker like plastic kind of card, kind of like Lucky Draws if you're familiar. So I'm gonna clear this signed one away. I'm gonna put it back in a sleeve to protect it, and then I'll get started unboxing everything else. All right, next, I guess I'll go ahead and show you the video call event cards. I'll just show you this set since this is the set for me. So yeah, everybody who entered the video call event, whether you won or lost, you get one photo card per album you bought. And then the winners of the event got an OT8 set of those same cards. So I wonder, I guess they're just not in any sort of order, but that's all right. So this is Jongo, and then the backs of the cards all just look like this. Yosong, wow, so pretty. Songhwa, look at his makeup. And then we got Mingi, San, Yunho, Wooyoung, and Hongjung. Very cute. So I get to keep that set for myself, and then the rest will go to my group order joiners. Okay, I'm gonna try and clear some space because as I open these, I want to try and sort the photo cards, I guess by member or by version. I might sort by both. So I might scoot these albums out of the way so I can open them up one at a time, and we'll go from there. Okay, I finished opening all the A version ones. I just took all the plastic sleeves off so I can go ahead and get started. But yeah, I figured I would just talk you through kind of my video call experience while I unbox these. It was my very first time getting into a video call, so I'll give you a bit of like my history with video call attempts. So obviously they've kind of been happening in the K-pop industry since the pandemic really hit. So I've been entering them since Stray Kids No Easy era, and I think I entered 3 that era. I entered 3 No Easy video call events, and I didn't get into any of them. And then I tried again with Ordinary. I think I tried with Maxident as well. Did I take all the cards out of that? I think I did. Is there one more? Is this album missing a card? So I'm supposed to get one of those concepts, or is this stuck together? They are stuck together. Okay, my bad. I thought I was like, wow, we're off to a bad start if we're already missing a card. No, never mind. Crisis averted. So yeah, I've entered Stray Kids video calls a number of times essentially, and I've never won one. I mean, typically with Stray Kids, the ones I've entered are often like there's 30 winners overall and you get to talk to the whole group. So the chances of winning something like that are obviously a lot slimmer. And I have a feeling with Stray Kids, it was probably more entries overall. I can't get this back on. So ever since ateez's last comeback, which would have been the World Movement, I don't know, I always saw ateez video calls on my like TikTok and Twitter, and like it seemed like ateez did a lot of video calls as well. And again, I know there's been a lot of conversation in the K-pop community about how a lot of people tend to win the video calls over and over again, and the idols, it just seems like they're talking to the same people all the time. But I figured, like, how hard could it be to get in an ateez one since they do so many? And then this one that I happened to enter, there were 15 winners for each member, so that like you have a lot higher of odds of getting in. So yeah, I just decided to, you know what, I'll just give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? Oh my god, this card. And then, so this was my, sorry, I keep getting distracted by these cards. I feel like I'm kind of rambling. But yeah, so this was actually my first time ever trying for an ateez one. I had never tried for any other groups' video calls before. But ateez has been one of my alt groups since 2019. I love them so much. I had just seen them 4 times on their last tour in December and in November. And I don't know, like, I've always loved them. Obviously, they're one of my alt groups, but just lately, there's been something a little extra about ateez that I've just been, like, obsessing over them more than usual. So I decided to give it a go. I actually almost didn't enter this specific video call event because it was only the second one announced for this era, and they usually do so many video call events per era. So I was like, maybe I'll wait till later on in the era and fewer people will enter, so my odds will be a bit better. So like I was like, maybe I'll just wait a little longer. And I like pretty much talked myself out of entering this one. And then my friends kind of convinced me to enter, and I decided to just give it a try. And I posted my group order for this on Instagram at like close to 2 a.m. It was like one day into, I think, the entry period for this one, because the entry period was a few days long only. So I was like, I probably won't get that many group order joiners, and I probably won't really have that good of a shot, but I'll just give it a try anyway. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so my friends convinced me to just give this video call event a try. I'm actually so glad I entered when I did, because I think they only did 4 video call events total this era. I think it was just that many. If not, it was very few compared to how many they usually do. I'm guessing maybe because it was mostly just like a single on the album with some remixes, so it wasn't like a full proper comeback. So I'm so glad I attempted and got like gave it a shot when I did, because if I had put it off any longer, then I probably wouldn't have had a chance to enter at all. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I'm getting some good variety of pulls so far. Like, not even barely made a dent in opening these albums, and there's so many already. And sorry I'm not like showing close-ups of each card. I feel like that would just take a long time to do. Anyway, so I posted my group order on Instagram that night. I didn't really get many entries right away, and I was like, that's fine, maybe I'll just get a couple like OT8 sets of albums so I can give it a try. But luckily over the next few days, I got a decent amount of joiners. Lots of friends joined, which meant a lot to me. And just like mutuals on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. So I really appreciated their help. So after the entry period closed, I think there was a few days I had to wait before they announced the winners. And in the past, whenever I've entered a video call event, I always like film it on my phone when I'm checking the results, like just in case I get in. And in the past, obviously, I've never gotten in. But this time I have some video clips. I'll insert them in the video. But you can just like see my reaction when I saw my name on the winners list. I could not believe it. I was so beside myself. I was like shaking so bad for over an hour after I saw it. Like I was in such disbelief. Like I thought, since I had tried and entered so many other video calls before and never gotten in, like I figured it would just be the same this time. Especially given this was my first time trying for ateez. Like I thought I'll probably have to give it a few shots before I have a chance at winning. But yeah, those clips are so funny. I still like go back and rewatch them. Like it's hilarious how like I was shaking so bad. So after I found out I won, I think I had about a week until the video call event happened. What was a little frustrating is I won through Makestar. They didn't really give many details for quite a while. So after I won, like I knew I had to have the Kakao Talk app downloaded, because that's how I entered to, like, if I won, that was the account I gave them. So I had that app, but they didn't give me any details as far as like what time the call was going to take place, how long the call was going to be. I pretty much just knew the date of it, and that was it. And I think I found out like the day before what time my call was going to be. And it was actually they were starting the calls at 6 a.m. my time. I'm in the Eastern time zone. So they were starting them at 6 a.m. my time, but it's not even like I could try and sleep till, I don't know, 4 or 5 that day, because I had to be available for Makestar to call me at 3 a.m. that day so they could verify my ID and like make sure that the connection worked and everything like that. So needless to say, I did not sleep before my call. I did have like a little nap that evening, but it didn't do much. I was like too nervous to get proper sleep. So, and then I never even found out how long the call was going to be. That's not something they ever told me. So I had just kind of went based on like other video calls I've seen. I assumed it would be about 3 minutes long. And my call, I think it was like 3 minutes and 10 seconds or so. It was just over 3 minutes. But yeah, I kind of wish they had like told me how long it would be so I knew how much to prepare. And as far as preparing ahead of time, I did write down a list of questions I had and things I wanted to say. I over prepared for the call itself. I was so worried my screen recording wouldn't work on my phone, or I had to record the audio separately because on video calls, I guess if you screen record, it doesn't record the audio, which I had heard about before from other people who have had video calls. So I made sure to record the audio separately. And so I also had like a backup camera filming my phone screen during the video call, just in case my screen recording or audio recording malfunctioned. So I was like over prepared to make sure the call itself got captured. At some point in this video, I will insert a few clips from my call. I'm not going to share the full thing, but I'll share little bits and pieces of it. So before the call though, oh my God, I've never been so nervous. I don't know why, like, I knew he would be so sweet. I think I was mostly, like, I was very excited to be able to talk to him. Yunho is one of my old biases. Like, I love him so much. I still can't believe I got the chance to talk to him. Yeah, I was very excited, but I was also very nervous that like something might go wrong with the connection, or like maybe it would be laggy on one of our ends and we wouldn't be able to understand or hear each other. Just like so much could go wrong. But luckily everything during the call went smoothly. There was no like language barrier. They didn't have a translator or anything, I don't think. But he can understand really well. So there was no like language barrier as far as what we were asking or saying. But yeah, so I had like my list of questions ready to go. And then, so the call, so I'll kind of give you a rundown of how the day of the call went. So it was on a Friday night / Saturday morning for me. So I had to work that day. Luckily I work from home, so I could just kind of like sit at home and get ready. I like decorated a little backdrop in my room for the call. And ooh, that one we didn't have yet. And I put like a slogan up, and I have a picket of him that I put up. So I kind of decorated, made it cute. And then, so once I had everything kind of set up and ready to go, I tried to relax a bit before, and I took a nap because I knew I would not be able to sleep before the call. I think I slept like maybe 8 till 11 p.m. or something like that, but I was so anxious I would like accidentally oversleep or something, so I didn't let myself sleep too long. And then once I got up, I just really took my time getting ready. I was like ready for everything by, I don't know, 2 a.m. So once I was ready, I had to wait a while for Makestar to call me at 3 to check my ID. That went smoothly, the connection was fine. And then I had to wait another 2 hours. The calls started at 6 a.m. my time, like I said, and I was 9th in line. So I knew if the calls were about like 3 minutes each, it would be close to a half hour before it was my turn. So I had a few friends that were like staying up and chatting with me, or they woke up early to talk with me, so because they knew I would be so nervous and like I needed someone to freak out with, basically. So we were all freaking out together. And then maybe at like 6:15, I'm like, okay guys, I gotta go, and like I have to get ready for my call. And I was basically just sitting staring at my ring light with my phone set up on like a tripod holder. And I was just like so nervous sitting there trying not to freak out, like, oh my God. I did have someone ask me like if it was awkward at all on the call. I won't lie and say it wasn't. It was a little bit awkward, not because of the language barrier or anything, but I think mostly I was just so nervous. Even about 10 seconds into the call, like, asked me, he's like, are you nervous? Like, he could totally sense I was. Which, fair enough, he wasn't wrong. And then there were a couple times where we were both kind of pausing in between things we were saying or asking. And then we would both start talking at the same time, so we kind of like talked over each other a couple times. But it was fine otherwise. I got to ask him a few questions that I really wanted to ask. I talked to him about the tour a little bit. And I asked him if he would ever want to do like a solo song or a cover, because I would love that. I would love to see that from him. Maybe on his birthday this year, I'm hoping. I don't know. He said he might. But yeah, so we had a little conversation. It was really, really sweet. He was so nice. Of course he was. Like, I didn't expect him not to be. But it was just such a sweet experience. Getting to talk to him like that, it was so special. Like, that's not something I ever thought would even happen. Even when I was entering for this, like, I didn't think I would actually get in and actually talk to him. So it's still a lot for me to process, even though it happened a few weeks ago. Like, I still have a hard time believing it happened. So during the call, again, I didn't know how long it was going to be. Makestar didn't tell me how long the call would be. And while we were talking, I couldn't see any sort of like counter of how long we had been talking for. So like, I had no idea if it had been 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Like, I had no concept of time at that point. It was so like early in the morning. I was sleep deprived. I was anxious, excited, like so much was going through my mind. So I couldn't really keep track of how much time had passed. So I didn't get to ask him everything I wanted to ask. Like, as soon as the call ended and I kind of freaked out, and then I went back and I was looking at like my list of questions I had, I realized there were quite a few I would have liked to ask or say. Like, I wish I just had more time, but that's okay. I was grateful for the amount of time I was given, at least. Maybe there'll be another chance in the future and I can ask those further things. But I feel like there's always, like, of course there would always be more things that I wish I could say. I could probably talk for an hour about things I wish I could say, so at least I got those 3 minutes and I got to ask a few things. So it was also just like hard to focus during the call. Like, I didn't want to just be reading off of my list of questions. Like, at one point I felt like I was asking too many questions in a row. I'm like, hey, this just feels like an interview and I want it to be more like a conversation. And he got to ask me a couple things, and he ended up actually, I showed him my sign from the concert, from the tour. I made him a sign. Actually, I can show it. I have it next to my setup here. But I had this sign behind me on my call, you know, my shine light. And I had this at the concert. I actually brought that sign to a couple of concerts. I was Barricade and had ateez VIP in Hamilton, and I brought it there, so I'm like pretty sure he saw it there. And then I also brought it to Chicago, and I was pretty close to Barricade at the extended stage in Chicago, so maybe he saw it there. I also saw them in Newark. I don't know if I brought the sign to those concerts. I think I brought my slogan only. But anyway, when I showed him my sign on the video call, he like read it and he seemed very touched by it. And then he started to sing a little bit of Light, because that's what that sign is referencing, obviously. And Light is one of my favorite ateez songs, specifically his part in it. So that was so lovely that he sang a little bit of that to, like, for me. It was really cute. Ooh, a Sangwa album. Also, I know I already mentioned it, but like this variety and pulls, we're missing 4 cards so far, and I still have like maybe a third of the albums left to open. I don't know if I have anything else to really say about the call itself. I'm just glad that everything went smoothly as far as the connection. Like, because my Wi-Fi at home is really laggy, and often when I'm on like Zoom calls for work or like WhatsApp calls with friends, like it can get very, very laggy. I was super worried that that was going to happen, but luckily it did not, especially since the call was so short. At least like we weren't on for too long. Oh, another thing. So one of my friends on Instagram, they had a call with Young the day before my call with Yunho, and it was also with Makestar. So we were chatting a lot leading up to our calls, because we were kind of going through it. But they had let me know that with their call, so I've seen it kind of both ways with video call events, where sometimes the person getting the call, they'll receive it, and then like a staff member from Makestar or whatever site will pick up, and then they'll kind of put you on hold for a couple minutes before you start talking to the idol you're talking to. But for this event, when like my phone rang and I picked it up, like it was yunho right there right away, so there was no time to like prepare for that. But luckily my friend let me know that that's how it worked for their Wooyoung call, so I like mentally was ready for that, because otherwise I probably would have expected like a staff member to pick up, and like I would have thought I would have like a couple minutes, and that would have like frazzled me so much. So yeah, when I picked up, he was there right away. And then the call just started. Ooh, we don't have that one yet either. Is this from the other version? I guess not. So yeah, that's something, I don't know if that's how it always works with Makestar or what, but yeah, something to keep in mind. These cards are all so good. Like, how could I not collect OT8 this era? I've never collected OT8 for ateez before, which is surprising because they are one of my alts. But all of them have been bias wrecking me lately. Also, I can't believe this past weekend they announced another comeback, I think, because they dropped a teaser trailer for what looks like a comeback. So that's exciting. I don't even know when it would come out because it didn't have a date or anything. But where are the cards? I can't get them out of this one. But yeah, if they do more video calls this round, which I'm sure they will, perhaps I'll try for another. But like, obviously I don't want to become one of those people who just enters for every single one and wins every single one. Like, I would never be that type of person, but if I could win even for another member or get to talk to yunho again, that would be so great. Like, given how nervous I was about this call after it happened, like, and I calmed down and kind of thought about it, I'm like, no, I think I would do it again. And it's so fun. Like, I'm a generally kind of socially anxious person. I've been better in the last few years, not as bad as I used to be, but it can be hard to have conversations with new people that you've never met. And I don't know, like, you don't know what goes on with these video calls, but yeah, when I actually entered and actually won, like, because I have a lot of friends who, they knew I've entered for past video calls, like for Stray Kids and stuff like that, and like, obviously they root for me to win, but I've never won. And then when I won this one, they were all like, you're so brave for actually trying. I could never speak to like my alt or my bias, like that would be way too scary for me. So yeah, I'm glad I got the chance to, but even I still can't believe I did that. I can't believe I'm not even halfway through these albums yet, because I still have all of the other versions to do, and I already feel like this video is going to be like an hour long already. I actually do have a couple of like vlog clips where I was filming myself right before my video call. I was kind of trying to document it a little bit. I'm not usually one to like film myself and talk to a camera, but I did want to document that day just because it was like, I don't know, something big. So I'll probably insert a couple of those clips in this video as well. Maybe after I unbox all of this version, since I'm almost done, then I'll go ahead and insert like my vlog clips. Oh yeah, we got that one. And maybe I'll insert my video call clips, or maybe I'll do those all at the end, after the unboxing portion. Okay, I might just go ahead and speed through. I'll like do a time lapse while I unbox the rest of the versions, just so I can finish this one off, and then we'll get on to the other version. One we needed. last one. Wow, one of everything at least. That's so good. And this is the second last album. And the last one. Let's see who's inside. This is actually so surprising because often when I've done group orders where I'm buying like a lot of the same version of an album, I tend to get a lot of duplicates. I don't know if that's just with Stray Kids albums, but yeah, I've never seen variety like this for a group order before. Like, this is amazing. Okay, so that's everything for the A version. Believe it or not, this is only half of the albums. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and take the Z version ones out of the plastic. I'm gonna clear these all away as well, and then I can do the second half. Yeah, I think that's what we gotta do now. So in the Z version, they will also come with the blanket photo cards, but there will be 3 other different sets of PCs as well. Okay, I've taken the plastic off of all of the Z versions, and it's time to open these now. So, oh, wow, okay. So I figure in this half of the video, I don't want to talk as much because this video is already going to be so long, and hopefully I'll be able to fast forward through some parts, but oh my gosh. Okay, I just need to sort where I want to put these. Okay, like I said, in this half of the video, I might talk a bit about like what a video call event is and how it works. I know some people aren't really clear on how you can enter them and how people win them. I had a couple people comment on my TikToks where I showed a couple clips. So yeah, I thought I'd maybe talk a bit about that. So to my knowledge, these video call events started in lieu of doing in-person fan sign events during the pandemic. Sorry, I keep getting like distracted while I think about where I have to put these. Wait, that doesn't go there. It goes at the bottom. There we go. And yeah, so how they work is different online stores will host these fan call events. And then to enter them, essentially it's a lottery system. So for each album you buy, so each of the albums I have here today, that's one entry into the event. And then once they have all of the entries, they'll draw the winners. So there's usually an entry period. It can be anywhere from like a couple of days. Sometimes it's like a week or 2 leading up to a comeback. The timeline kind of varies, but a lot of the time I notice that the entry period is quite short. So you only have like a few days to decide if you want to enter and then buy the albums to actually enter. So you kind of have to be like ready for it whenever a comeback happens to know if you're gonna be entering for video call events that era or not. Because you don't really get a ton of time to think it through, or like budget for it if you're gonna be just entering on your own without a group order. So there's kind of a lot to think about. I had thought about this for like months leading up to this comeback. Like since the previous era, I decided, okay, next era, I'm gonna enter. So I was pretty ready for it when they got announced. So yeah, so it'll be like a lottery system. How you find out about them, I follow ateez on Twitter and I have their post notifications turned on. So whenever a shop such as Makestar, I know that they do like a bunch of other shops do them too, but they'll usually like tweet about it, and then the ateez account will retweet the tweet with the details of how to enter and like what the timeline and stuff is. So this one goes here. Oh, look at it, lots of Hongjung. So yeah, so just say makestar tweeted that there's a video call event happening. They'll tweet it with a specific link to the event page where you have to buy your albums from. And then on that page, it'll give you all of the rules of how to enter. Sometimes the pages are fully in Korean, so you'll have to use a translator app or Google Translate or something to be able to read it in English. But some are more international friendly and will have an English translation as well. And yeah, some sites are more international friendly to shop on versus others. I personally have had pretty good experiences shopping on Makestar. Like, I've bought albums from Makestar in the past before, not necessarily for video call event entries, but just to get like pre-order benefit cards, and I've never really had a problem shopping on Makestar before. It's pretty user friendly. So the event, it'll specify whether you're entering to win to speak with all members, or if it was like the one I entered where you buy albums to get to speak to one of the members of the group. So, and in the case where you're speaking to one of the members, you get to choose who you're entering for. So you can pick your bias, or you could enter like 10 albums for one and 10 for another, but then it kind of lessens your odds of getting in since your entries are more spread out, you know? So you can kind of decide that way how you want to enter, how many albums you want to buy. As far as quantity of albums to buy, it's in the end, it comes down to luck, because it really is like a lottery system. Obviously, if you want a higher chance of winning, you have to buy a higher volume of albums, but I've heard of people getting in with just a handful of albums, and then there's people who buy hundreds and don't get in, so you never really know. Like, there's no real guideline of like, oh, you should buy X number of albums to win. Like, even for Stray Kids, I have bought, I don't even know how many, but it's been in the hundreds of albums in total I've bought trying to enter video call events for them, and I've never even gotten in. So like, there's no guarantee ever. It really does come down to luck. And it is unfortunate that you kind of have to, in most cases, spend a lot of money to even have a decent chance at winning. Obviously you can win if you buy one album, you do have a shot still, but the more albums you buy, the higher likelihood you have of winning. So it's not really accessible to all fans, which is unfortunate. In some cases, I wish there was like a limit that they put in place or something, but obviously they're not going to do that because they get a lot of sales this way, and the companies, it's all about money in the end, isn't it? So that's kind of the gist of how the entries work. And then once the entry period closes, it'll be open for a few days a week, whatever the specified time is. Then they'll also say like when the winner announcement is going to be. And the winners are usually posted either on the site, or sometimes they're not posted publicly. Sometimes they just email the winners. In my case, I did get an email, but it was also posted publicly on the Makestar event page, so anybody could see the list of winners. In the list of winners, it did censor it, so they put like asterisks in my name, so it didn't show like my full name to the public. And then it just listed my order number, so I could confirm that it was in fact me that won. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of how video call events work. It might work slightly different for different companies and shops, but that's like the general basis of how it works for the ones I've entered before. Yeah. So one thing that does help if you do want to buy a larger number of albums and enter, but you don't, if you don't have the money for it yourself to pay it up front, or you just want to help with the costs overall, which is what I feel like most people who win a lot of video calls or enter a lot do. Oh my gosh, I can't get the sleeve off. Can you see this? What is going on? Oh my god, it just ripped. This will be one I keep for myself then, I guess. Okay, so one thing that can help in terms of if you want to buy a higher quantity of albums to enter video call events and you don't want to spend the money up front, or you can't, like, you don't have it in your budget to, is hosting group orders. So group orders really help, so that way you can increase the number of albums you buy, but you don't have to pay for them all yourself. I kind of started doing group orders on a smaller scale just for my friend group. Like we would order merch or albums or things like that together, and then we would just split the shipping costs because shipping from Korea is expensive, as we all know. And then once I got kind of comfortable doing that for friends, I started doing more group orders on Instagram. And I don't do like a ton compared to some of the other group order managers I follow, but I do quite a few group orders. They're always on my Instagram, which is linked below if you're ever interested in checking out. It's typically for ateez and Stray Kids, but I've done a couple for like Extraordinary Heroes and things like that. So feel free to check that out. But yeah, group orders are a great way to be able to purchase more albums, so that way you get more entries for video call events. If you are hosting a group order for a video call, like I always tell my joiners up front that like I am using these for a video call entry, so people don't have to join if they're not comfortable with that. But it does benefit the joiner as well, because then they'll get the special video call event photo card, and then they'll also get cheaper shipping and often cheaper albums than buying it in store in Canada or the States. So, and like I've joined plenty of group orders for other people's video call event entries and things like that before, just to get the photo cards really. So it kind of benefits everyone in the end. And so to host a group order though, like I wouldn't recommend it to just anyone. Like you do have to be very organized and just mindful that you're handling other people's money, and at times large amounts of it. So you just have to be very responsible and organized and careful. I have like my master list spreadsheet. I keep everything very thoroughly documented, just so I know where everyone's money is at all times. And I usually split my group orders into like 2 payments. So the first one, once they join my group order, they'll claim whatever member's photo card they want on my Instagram post. And then I'll accept the first payments right away, which covers like just the cost of the album, or sometimes the cost of the album plus shipping. And then later on, so in such as now, like once I have the albums on hand, I'll do like the photo card sorting, things like that, and I'll collect everybody's mailing info, and then I'll determine how much it's going to cost for me to ship their items from me to them, and that'll be the second payment that they'll send later on. But yeah, as long as you're organized and can keep track of everything, give it a shot. Maybe if you're thinking of entering a video call, I like when doing group orders, I always recommend starting on a smaller scale, like maybe do a set of 8 albums, see how your like comfort level with that is before you take on something of like 50 plus albums or something like that, because it is a lot of work too. Like I work a full-time job, and when I have active group orders, like it can take up my entire evening for several days to like organize and sort through everything and package everyone's orders. So it is a lot of work, and you're not making money from it, often losing money from it by like buying mailing supplies and things like that. So it's a big responsibility to take on, but for me it's worth it. And not even in the cases when it's like when I'm doing it for a video call entry. I just enjoy doing it and helping my followers and my friends get the items that they're looking for. So yeah, I enjoy doing it. I feel like that just kind of turned into such a long tangent, but it is related to this in some way, right? So cute. Oh my gosh, I love this card. Look at his cheek. This one's really cute too. I feel like these are spread out awkwardly. I feel like this video is very talk heavy. Like I talked so much in it. But hopefully I covered any questions that people might have had just about my experience with the video call, how it all went, how it all works. If anyone does have any further questions, definitely feel free to comment below, and I'm happy to answer or try my best to. I know some people, I don't know, aren't as forthcoming with info to help others out with stuff like this, but I'm happy to share. And like, I've even encouraged my other friends to enter video calls for ateez's next era, for instance. It's a fun, interesting experience. Wait, why is this here? See, I haven't been paying attention. Getting really good variety in these albums too, with this version. Only missing 4 once again. And there's still a good chunk of albums left to open. Okay, I'm gonna do another time lapse and speed through most of the rest of these. Okay, and this is the last album. So we didn't get that last yunho, but we got at least one of everything else, so that's good. Very pleased with this variety. Okay. My heart is beating so fast right now. Oh my god. Okay. I can't see. No. No, 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 no. Hold on, I need to double check if that's my order number. I am shaking so bad. I just checked, that is my order number. I got in. Oh my god. This is so bad. My hands are shaking so bad. What am I gonna do? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? No, no, no. I can't believe this. Because I was scrolling, I didn't, like, it was mostly Korean people for the first several winners. Oh my god. So, I wasn't sure if I was going to film before my video call or after, but I figured I would just film a little bit before. It's currently about 2:30 in the morning. my video call with Yunho starts at 6 a.m. my time, and at about 3 a.m. makestar is going to be calling to like verify the winner's IDs and things like that and check the connection. I am freaking out a lot. Yeah, this is my first ever like video call event. I really hope everything goes smoothly with like my Wi-Fi connection and all of that. Yeah, it's just a few hours away now, which is unreal. I've been like so anxious all week long. I just finished getting ready. So now all that's left to do is wait a few more hours till 6 in the morning. I did just have a Red Bull so I could stay awake. I haven't slept. I did take a couple naps, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I really don't know how I'm going to be editing together this whole vlog, but I did just want to document little bits here and there just to remember the whole evening. But yeah, I have a bunch of questions prepared for him. I'm just gonna have like off to the side on a little note in case my mind goes blank, because I have a feeling it will. But I think it'll go really smoothly. I've watched a ton of his video calls and he's always really sweet with everyone. Oh my god, I just got a message from Makestar right now. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up this clip, check whatever that notification was, and I might be back before my video call again, or I might check in after, maybe even tomorrow after I've slept. But yeah, it's so soon, it's happening. I have my backdrop set up as well. I have my picket, my light sticks, my VIP lanyards. I have a few albums behind me, and then this is the sign I brought to a few of the concerts I went to of their tour. And then up there I do have a slogan that has his name on it, so that'll all be behind me. And then I have another album up here. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get going and I'll be back later. So Makestar just called me to check my ID and make sure the connection would be okay for the call. And that went really smoothly. Everything connected well on the first try. So that's a bit of a relief. And now I have about 2.5 more hours till they start calling people. I'm 9th out of 15 people, and I think the calls are about 3 minutes long each. I've seen some that are a bit longer than 3 minutes. So I'm probably gonna have to wait about a half hour once they start, which I think is gonna be the most nerve-wracking part. But I'm just gonna be like sitting here ready and waiting. I just printed off some questions and like notes of things I might want to ask or say. I don't want to like read off of it during my call though, but I have it set up like next to my phone, so if I get stuck for something to say or too nervous to think, then I can glance over at it and it'll hopefully help me out a bit. But yeah, it's, what time is it, 3:30? Almost 3:40 right now. I don't feel too tired because I did have a Red Bull earlier and I did take a nap, so I'm doing okay. I might have a bite to eat and just keep on waiting the last few hours, and then yeah, it's almost time. I have a couple friends I'm talking to, which is helping. I just watched Music Core and I watched Lino do a V-Live, or not V-Live, I watched Lino do a YouTube live on his way back after Music Core, so I've had a couple distractions, but yeah, just gonna keep on waiting and we'll probably hear from me after the call. Hello. Hi, it's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm Lauren. I'm great, how are you?
Oh, you're suddenly nervous?
I'm very nervous. This is my first video call.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, nice to meet you and thanks for coming to
Of
my
course.
fansign.
I've been in ateez since 2019, so I've waited a long time to meet you.
Oh really?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad you guys came to Canada finally. I'm from Canada. So.
Oh, you're from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I was so amazing at Canada's stage.
Do you have a favorite song during tour?
Oh, my favorite song is Illusion.
That's one of my favorites too. I was so happy it was on the set list.
Yes, I was singing my part. This part.
Yeah.
Ateez together say this part is was so happy.
I was so happy to see it.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see you now. You come to my fansign.
Yeah.
So happy.
Yeah. I had this signed for you at the concert.
Oh.
My Shine Light.
My Shine Light.
Light's one of my favorite songs.
Thank you.
I love that song so much. I wanted to ask you, since you have such a beautiful singing voice, would you ever record and release a solo song or a cover?
Oh, solo song. I'm thinking I wanna sing for everything and cover the waiting place.
Yeah, I would love to hear.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Oh, thanks for coming today.
Oh, it's over. Okay. Thank you. So nice to meet you. I love you so much.
Thank you. I love you too.
Okay, this kind of works as an end frame. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this very long, very thorough video going through my first video call experience. I hope I answered any questions you might have had. Again, if there's anything I missed or you'd like answered or you want to know about how something went, feel free to comment below and I'll definitely get back to you. I'm not too sure how I'll edit this all together yet, but either after the unboxing portion or maybe in the middle of it, I'll insert a few clips from the day I found out I got in the call, as well as the hours leading up to the video call and a few clips from my call with Yunho itself. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that little glimpse into my experience. I feel like this video got quite rambly and long at parts, which I apologize for. But this was just really exciting for me and I wanted to be able to share everything as well as kind of document it for myself to be able to look back on, maybe years down the road, who knows. Yeah, it was just something very special to me to get to experience this and meet Yunho, and to have this now even is so surreal. So thank you for listening and giving me something to do while I sort the photo cards for my group order. Another thing I had in mind, if you're curious to see more detail on the group order side of things, like how I run them, maybe in the future I'll do a video like that. So let me know if that's something you'd want to see, kind of walking through the process of how I host a group order from the start of like making the post to putting it on Instagram, how I sort and organize things, how I don't know, calculate shipping and package orders. I feel like it might be useful for some people who are interested in hosting group orders, and it's something I have a decent amount of experience with at this point. So if that's something you'd like to see, definitely let me know and I'll keep it in mind for future group orders I host to kind of document the process. But all that said, I think I've talked enough for one video. Thanks again for listening and sticking around to the end. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more photo card and K-pop content. Lots more ateez to come, of course. But yeah, thank you for watching and I hope to see you back for my next video. Bye.